Hello, one. So, in this video, I'm going to tell you about what is a pod and how you can just create your first pod in a Kubernetes cluster. Okay. So, to understand a pod, you need to first understand the Docker concept. Okay, why it is required, and you need to understand the containers first. So, I'll just quickly give you an overview. Like, if you have come for a pod, so I might consider like you are already aware of containers. So, just a brief introduction of containers here. So let's take example. So suppose you are a developer and you are giving your Java application to your QA. So you are running Java 17 and your QA is running Java 21. So there could be some feature which might not be included in your Java 21, or it might have been depreciated or something might have happened. Okay. So in that case, what will happen? Your code will obviously break into a QA. So for that region, what we can do, we can simply create a image. So Docker image. So that Docker image is nothing but you can say the wrap up of your whole source code. Okay, with all the dependencies, whatever needs to be installed, and that image you will just give it to your QA. Your QA will run that image, and that will be called as the containers. Okay, so there are basically two three steps. First, you will create a image, then what you will do, you will run it and it will be called as the containers. Okay, and yeah, before that you will write the Docker file and all those things. Okay, so this is the basic thing which you should understand. So container is nothing but just a process of your image. So now what is this pod thing? So in Kubernetes, basically, the definition of pod is just it is the smallest unit of Kubernetes, and why it is required. So basically, in pod, what we do in pod, we basically run the containers, and it is responsible for like managing the containers. Like the Kubernetes with what Kubernetes will do with the help of pod, it will basically manage the containers. It will create their storage and network info, like network. What we can say, you can tell it as the like it creates an internal network for your containers, all those things, right? So basically, pod is nothing but a smallest unit of a Kubernetes in which you can run the multiple containers. So now in this video, what we are going to do is that we'll basically create a basic nginx pod. Okay, so here I have one cluster. Okay, so you can just go for anything. Either you can just go for your Minikube cluster or EKS or anything is fine, or any lab. So yeah, let's do it. API version v1, the very first thing you need to write here, and then you can just type the kind as the pod. Then you need to provide some information about your pod, like what name and all you will give. So that we write into the metadata, and in metadata we have something called name, and that name we can just give it as the my pod, right? After that, you have to give the spec. In specifications, you will just give the containers information. Okay, so that will come as a list. So you can just give the name of your container, my cont, and the image which I'm going to use it here is it is basically a nginx image. And also you can just provide the port numbers. So in ports, you will just go here and write the container port. So I know at the first time you will feel like too many things we have to write and all, but it's completely fine. It happens with everyone. So yeah, that's it. So you have to write API version, then kind, metadata, then the specification of your containers. So what image and all your container will run. So after that, you can just do kubectl apply -f pod.yaml. So in this way, what will happen? Your pod will be created, and to see your pods, you can just do kubectl get pods. So you can see your pod is running, right? And now, if you want to just execute into this container, just like the SSH you do into a server, so same way you can just type kubectl execute-it, and then you have to give the pod name. So and yeah, at last, obviously, one command we have to provide. Make sure to you add this double dash. So after that, we just write any command which you want to do. So I want to go for bin bash, and here you will see ls and pwd, all those things, and who am I. So all these command I can run into my container. Okay, so these are the few things which you can do to create your first pod in your Kubernetes cluster. And yeah, congrats, you have basically created your first pod. So Yeah, that's it for this video, and hopefully you'll get some more videos on Kubernetes basis, like how to create your EKS cluster and all those things, right? So yeah, that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching.